Welcome to the Fifth Quarter Sportscast. I'm Jared Judy, and as usual, I'm here with my buddy Todd Corley. We're down to the final two. We made it to the Super Bowl. We got the Chiefs and the Eagles. They advanced to the Super Bowl here. We're just a few days away. Last week was the Pro Bowl. I don't know about you, but I watched zero of it. I didn't care to watch the flag football debacle and all the little carnival games. I didn't really take too much interest in that, but
I'll tell you what I did see. I saw the Browns' best defensive player dislocate a damn toe.
Flag football, and you're still getting injuries.
It wasn't even during the flight. I think it was during the damn military obstacle course. They had him jumping over walls and going under plastic tables.
Was it the water balloon toss or the egg or the ring toss? Did he win a goldfish?
It's the only thing. I'll tell you, that was actually like the only goddamn event that actually looked like it was required any physical skill.
I was curious if Roger Goodell was going to be in the dunk tank.
It was terrible.
Yeah, I don't know. Just get rid of it. It's a joke.
I liked it more than the actual air quote game that they used to play. But dear God,
it's embarrassing at this point. Like, I don't know. The only thing I didn't see any of it. Watched zero of the events. Didn't care to. The only thing I thought was kind of funny was the Derek Carr quote when Ryan Clark asked him if he's ever been this hot in Vegas. He said, "Probably not. That's why I'm playing somewhere else." I did like that quote. I thought that was pretty funny.
I don't remember if I was watching it live or if it was like one of the 18 replays of the events. But yeah, I saw that. That was nice.
I did notice the Devontae flip to who the heck did he flip it to? I can't even remember. I saw the highlight of it. He flipped it to somebody, and Jalen Ramsey just like blasted him, and I'm like, that's more hitting than we used to see when you guys had pads on.
Oh yeah, he got decleated.
Yeah. Oh, it was Hill. It was Tyreek Hill, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think it was Tyreek Hill. Yeah. I thought it was funny. I laughed. I was like, that's more contact than we used to see when you guys were wearing pads. But to each their own, I guess. But with that being said, not a whole lot to kind of break down and recap because, like I said, last week was Pro Bowl. Not a whole lot of breaking news either. It's kind of a slow week. I think the only thing I saw as far as breaking news was A.J. Green retired. I think it was earlier this week. He had a heck of a career. Didn't really do a whole lot in Arizona. Didn't really pan out for him. But he was, for a while there in Cincinnati, he was a weapon. He was a guy you got to mark on your board and find out where he's at all times. But yeah, as far as breaking news, that's about the only thing I kind of saw of note this week. But we are recording this on Thursday night / Friday morning, and the NFL just had their awards ceremony. And we can quick run through some of those awards here and just touch base on those. Justin Jefferson got the Offensive Player of the Year. I think that was kind of a given. I didn't even see anybody that would have even competed with that, in my opinion. Nick Bosa, Defensive Player of the Year. Garrett Wilson, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Sauce Gardner, Defensive Rookie of the Year. Brian Daboll, Coach of the Year. This one kind of confused me. Geno Smith, Comeback Player of the Year. Am I missing something? How did he get Comeback Player of the Year? I don't know.
Oh, because he was one of the best quarterbacks in the NFC.
I guess. I don't know. Because usually isn't it given to somebody that's hurt? I mean, most of the time.
It's because they wrote him off and he didn't write back.
I forgot. Yeah, I forgot about that.
I mean, honestly, though, you can't actually say that you even knew Geno Smith was still in the league until like he was doing things in Seattle this year.
I mean, I thought he was a backup somewhere, but
the
only reason I thought
selling insurance.
Well, the only reason I thought he was still in the league because if Brett Hundley is still in the league somewhere,
Pro Bowl.
Geno Smith is definitely in the league somewhere. But yeah, I thought that's usually going to a guy that's injured, so I was kind of shocked that it went to him. But
no, it's to whoever you haven't heard of in 5 years.
It
becomes relevant again.
Fair award, fair. Moving on, I don't think it's really too surprising though. Pat Mahomes got his second, I believe, MVP award over top of Hurts and Burrow. I I mean, I don't know. I thought it was kind of would have been closer, but hey, they love Mahomes. So this one I just thought was interesting and kind of funny, frankly. The man of the year, Dak Prescott. And the reason I thought it was kind of funny was the way that whole thing collapsed in Dallas after the loss. They were raking Dak over the coals. The Dallas media was making fun of him on social media, and now he's the man of the year. Like, I thought, I don't know. I just got a kick out of it. Obviously, I know that man of the year is not necessarily any on the field accomplishments. It's more off the field stuff. But I just thought it was funny that how he got raked through the coals his last week on the field, and then he got this award. I thought it was kind of funny.
Consolation prize.
Essentially, yeah.
Participant.
Yeah. But
did you see? Speaking of the MVP, and this might help some of our gambling that we'll talk about here in a little bit. The last 9 reigning MVPs who played in the Super Bowl.
No, I didn't see that stat. I assume they won it. Oh, they didn't.
All 9 lost.
Interesting.
The last 9, yeah.
What was that stat? That
I love it. So take the Eagles.
Who was
Go
it?
all in.
Was it I don't know if you saw it. Was it Field Yates or Schefter? One of them said that there was something to do with the jersey. Like the last however many teams that won the Super Bowl wore white or didn't wear white, or there's something I remember seeing. I can't remember what the exact tweet was, but there was something to do with the jersey color.
Yes. I saw that too. Thought it was the team. I think it was the team wearing white with the white jerseys. Like won the last X amount of. Pull it up.
And the Chiefs are wearing white, correct?
I think the Eagles.
I think the Eagles are wearing green. I thought, and the reason I thought that because somebody had commented underneath, whoever tweeted it, whether it was Schefter or Field Yates, and said, "Well, the Eagles won their first Super Bowl, and they were wearing green at the time when Nick Foles did the Philly special. They were wearing green."
That was like 23 years ago.
Fair enough.
I'm trying to find it. I'd ask Jamie, but little bastard's in Bali he's on vacation.
He needed some time off. He's had a rough season.
Well, he had to detail my truck a couple weeks ago because he lost a bet. Let's see. Yeah, God, this is hard work. We should really pay him more.
Yeah. Well, while you're looking that up, we'll touch base. They also announced the finalist for the, or not the finalist, but the enshrinees for the Hall of Fame. And your guy, Joe Thomas, first round ballot. I thought there was a good chance he was going to get in, but I figured somehow maybe somebody would edge him out. I can't remember who all the finalists were.
No way.
But it's good to see him get in. Obviously, he's from Wisconsin, but that guy, he didn't see, I mean, let's be honest, he didn't see a lot of success in his time in Cleveland. But my God, there couldn't have been a more consistent guy on that roster for so many years. The only other person I can think of that was money to suit up every single week was probably Phil Dawson. But, I mean, Joe Thomas showed up, win, lose, or draw, did his job, and, left everything on the field. Hey, if we didn't win, at least I played my best. So you got to give him, credit for that.
Iron Man.
Absolutely. But some of the other enshrinees, Darrelle Revis, DeMarcus Ware, kind of shocked. Rondé Barber. I know he's been on the list for a little while. Zach Thomas.
I liked me some Zach Thomas.
I was kind of shocked he didn't get in sooner.
Yeah.
One of the ones that obviously is, I guess, missing off the list, which I don't know. I think it's going to be hard for him to get in just because of it's hard as a specialist, special teams, but Devin Hester got passed up again. I don't know. I think it's going to be very hard for a returner, a specialist to make the list. That's just my opinion. I mean, it's different if you're multifaceted. You're playing offensive receiver, you're playing defensive corner, you're a safety, and you're returning punts or something like that, because you got more stats to pad. You're more on the field, But if all you're doing is returning punts and kicks, now don't get me wrong, Hester was a weapon in his day, but you're only getting how many cracks at the ball? I mean, you're not getting that many shots a game.
Someday he'll probably get in.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I said, he doesn't get that many cracks at the ball, but my God, he made the best of every opportunity when he did get the ball.
He's good.
But yeah, he got passed up, so we'll see. He'll get in at some point, I have to imagine. But looking at some of the senior enshrinees, we had Joe Klecko, Ken Riley, Chuck Howley, Don Coryell. Those were some of the other senior class enshrinees. So I don't know. It'll be fun. Looking at the enshrinees, though, obviously it's kind of early. Who do you expect to be the not that it matters, the Hall of Fame game?
Well, definitely the Jets. They got two enshrinees in there.
What do you think about where? You think it would be Dallas?
Maybe. I feel like I feel like they just played in the damn thing.
I don't even know. I don't even watch it anymore. I know this last year it was what? Raiders and who the hell was it? Raiders and was it Jacksonville? I think it was Jacksonville. Raiders and Jacksonville.
Oh man. If you didn't watch, I know I didn't watch that shit.
The only reason I remember watching a slim few minutes of it was because I remember seeing Josh Jacobs, and I'm like, why the hell is he playing in the Hall of Fame game? And that's about all I got from it. I think it was the Jags, though, for Baselli.
That could be.
I don't know. I think it could be the Jets. I think with it being in Ohio, it could be the Browns, but I don't know that Joe Thomas is going to bring a lot. He'll bring a lot of, local, obviously, but I don't think he's going to be, obviously not the headliner. I could see it being Dallas with DeMarcus Ware. I don't know.
Definitely, yeah. Well, and, oh, man. It could be the Cowboys. Chuck Howley.
Yeah.
It could be Cowboys Jets. That makes sense.
Well, I'll put it this way. If Jerry has a say, it'll be Cowboys.
Could be. Yeah, it could be. I don't know. What should be the cut? It'll be great. Brady's retired. Barber's going in. It'll probably be the Bucks and the Jets. Although the Jets actually are getting better.
Give me more reason to not watch. Oh, man. All right. Well, with that being said, let's move on. Let's look at some of these bets. What do you like? What kind of looks enticing? What's something that is a good value? Let's look at some of the props and some of the current values out there for the Super Bowl. I don't know how you feel currently. Looking on FanDuel just because that's basically the main book we use here. For starters, I didn't realize this. And I know we kind of talked about this offline. I didn't realize that even if FanDuel is legal in your state, you're still not technically, it's not a free-for-all for betting. You still are restricted to betting on certain things. I didn't realize this, but looking at some of the Super Bowl props, apparently we can't bet on the coin toss here in Ohio. Connecticut, Colorado, D.C., Iowa, Kansas, Louisiana, Ohio, Tennessee, and Virginia cannot bet on the coin toss. You can bet on the game, but not the toss. I don't know, whatever. We also cannot bet here on the Gatorade color or the national anthem, but we can bet on the MVP award. I thought this was interesting. Negative outcomes, for example, actual things in the game pertaining to the outcome of the game. Negative outcomes, interceptions, fumbles, turnovers, essentially, things that negatively impact the game. Iowa and New York, they must really be pumping positivity into those states because you can't vote or you can't bet on anything negative in the game. You can bet on everything else in the game, just not the negative stuff. All right.
We'll make it make sense.
Yeah, that kind of caught me off guard. Didn't really make a whole lot of sense to me, but yeah, to each their own. But looking at some of the lines currently on FanDuel, like I said, I don't feel like the lines have really moved as far as the main markets. Right now, Kansas City is plus 1.5. minus 110. It's kind of almost like a pick 'em essentially here, but I don't feel like the line's really moved all that much.
Just wait until game day, couple hours, hour before kickoff. Get ready.
Yeah.
That's when the real ride starts. That's when the sharks come in and take it over.
Well, and just looking at this, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I would even. I'm kind of straying away from the lines. I'm more interested in the props themselves because I honestly don't know who's going to win. It's a toss up. They both have pretty prolific offenses. The defensive line for the Eagles has, set up almost record numbers. I think they're only a few sacks away, for the season. But that offensive front isn't a joke either for the Eagles. And that defensive line with Chris Jones for the Chiefs isn't that bad either. So I think it's going to be run. It's going to be won or lost, depending on how the trenches play. But I guess I'm kind of just, I don't know. I could see it going either way. I don't necessarily know that it would be a shootout. I think it could be close. But then again, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a shootout. So I'm kind of straying away as far as the spread. I don't know. I have no clue. Money line, I'm kind of out on that. Even the total, the over under right now on FanDuel, it's 50.5. I don't even know what to think of that. Like I feel like
I hope it's over. Full
For your sake.
disclosure, I've got one bet that I think DraftKings suckered me
See, I can
earlier
see it.
today.
I can see
As
it
long as
being
one team scores 30 points, I don't give a shit if the final score is 30
yeah,
to 2 or 30 to
yeah,
3. I don't give a good goddamn.
yeah.
I just want to win that bet.
Well, see, and I easily could see it going over 50 simply because, like I said, at a drop of a hat, these offenses can score. They're very high powered offenses. But then again, we've also seen low scoring games from these teams because of the defense. So I don't know honestly what to expect. So I'm kind of straying away from those main markets altogether. But what's your thoughts? Spread, money line. Obviously, we got your over already. What's your thoughts?
I'm taking the Eagles, man. I'll take Eagles money line. I almost take the money line odds are not great. Do I think the Eagles are going to win by more than 1.5 or more than 2 points? I guess. Yeah, I'll take the Eagles. I'll take the Eagles minus 1.5. I think the Eagles are going to win by a decent amount.
I know they
You
were
heard it
talking
here.
about
I'll take
it on ESPN like all week, and I don't know. I don't know
Eagles
why.
by 6. I'll
I
take the
guess
Eagles by 6.
see that's what a lot of people have been saying. I've heard 4 to 6 is kind of what the general census I've heard. But they were talking about it on ESPN. And they were saying that basically from what when they first put the odds out, it's been like 70 some % of the money in the pub have been all on the Eagles. Like that's got to be all because of the defense, right? Because why else is so many people so heavy on the Eagles when you have Pat Mahomes on the other side and Travis Kelsey, who's proven they've done it before? Like I don't, my opinion, I almost if I was going to take a money line or a spread, I would almost consider going with the Chiefs just because so many people are on the Eagles. But then I almost feel like maybe I'm overthinking it. So I kind of just want to stray away from that altogether and just stay away from it.
I would. I'd bet on the cool stuff like the color of Gatorade.
Well, if we cross state lines to West Virginia, you could, and then we can go to Indiana to bet on the national anthem.
I'm gonna have to.
Well, we're
Bet
gonna
on
have to
my
make a
overseas
we're
account
gonna
again.
we're gonna have to make a road trip. But looking at some of the other props, what do you like? I know we've talked in the past offline. You like the first touchdown score. That you've said in the past. That seems to be your interest.
The first touchdown combos are kind of cool.
The
Because
ones I was talking about.
yeah, I noticed
Yeah,
like the first 30 or every variant of Travis Kelsey and insert your Philadelphia Eagle here.
yeah. Essentially, that. Yeah, I did a lot of those just because I felt like you got a lot. You got some decent odds if you use that versus the anytime touch or not the anytime first touchdown score. It's a hang on here, let me bring it up. It's what's it called? First team touchdown score, I think is what it's called. Let me bring it up here. Where's it at?
That was the one I'm looking at is first touchdown score combo.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see that one.
Those aren't too bad. Like I said, it's like literally Travis Kelce and, well, half of them are Eagles, and the other half are just random Chiefs that are probably going to screw something up for someone.
More than likely, yeah. That's not the one I was looking at. If you go under same game parlay, I did see that combo one. It was kind of interesting, but yeah, it is Travis Kelce basically all over the board in any combination. I was looking at first team touchdown score under the same game parlay section in FanDuel, and the reason I like that versus the anytime touchdown or the first touchdown overall to score is you can add somebody, for example, like Travis Kelce, who's currently plus 300, and then you can add that with a Jalen Hurts or an A.J. Brown or a Miles Sanders. For example, I did one with Kelce at plus 300 and Miles Sanders he's currently now plus 430 for, a measly $5. Put that in a parlay. It doesn't matter what order they score, just as long as those two are the first two score touchdowns for their team, you get a pretty decent payout for like $5. I think it was like $90 payout. So I feel like you can get a good value on that because it doesn't matter what order, just as long as those two score first. So I don't know that I've ever seen a combo like that where you can kind of pick first from each team. So I kind of threw a different couple combos together on that. I felt like that was kind of interesting. Do you get into the quarters, like where they break it down by quarter money line, quarter spread?
Accidentally.
For this game or in the past?
No, I don't want to talk about in my NBA betting.
I've done this in the past before. It was obviously legal here. It was some other
without
apps,
real money, yeah.
Yeah, just practicing. And I felt like I wouldn't do it now, obviously, in the playoffs. But if, next season, I might consider it. Since the Chiefs tend to dig themselves such a hole, I feel like it's decent where you can throw some money on whoever the Chiefs are playing to win the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter money line, and then fourth quarter, pick the Chiefs money line because they're way, way underdogs at that point. You can get good odds on it, and then you can also flip back to the main money line market and basically double down on it. And they always come back, it seems like. I don't know that I would really trust doing that on, a postseason game when a lot riding on the line. I wouldn't trust it, but I feel like that's the thing that you could try to make some decent money in a short time. But like I said, don't know that I would trust doing that in this setting.
The other one I like is Mahomes under 294.5. I don't see that guy throwing anywhere near 300 yards in this game.
Well, and I was listening to a couple podcasts, and they really mentioned a lot of people were hammering the under on that. Now, granted, if anybody's going to hit 294 between the two quarterbacks, it's going to be Mahomes. But I just don't see this being that type of game, especially not with that defense. And how many times has he hit over 300 this year? He's hit it a couple times, but it's been not exactly the most consistently. But I don't think it's going to be an over 300 game. I just don't. I personally also took the under on that for him. Another one that I was kind of looking at was, hang on here, let me bring it up. I did a couple anytime touchdowns and parlayed those together. Obviously, Kelsey's a no-brainer. You got to throw him in there. He's probably going to score at least once. Looking at Philly, I didn't realize that rushing, we kind of talked about this offline, that Jalen Hurts has the most rushing touchdowns on that team at 13. And then Miles Sanders is 2 behind with 11. So I feel like one, if not both of them, may get in the end zone. So I parlayed both of them. And, hey, we'll see what happens. Throw a couple bucks on it, see what happens. But that could be interesting because I feel like, like I said, Jalen Hurts could be in one of those situations on the goal line where they stack the box and just push him in. I don't know. We'll see. But as far as the Chiefs, Pacheco possibly, Kelsey obviously, but who else is going to have a chance at scoring touchdowns for the Chiefs that you really would trust?
And I kind of like McKinnon, man. I don't know. I got a feeling about McKinnon.
Well, and that's what we kind of pointed, before we started recording here. I feel like if he's going to get it, there's a chance it's going to be receiving because he has like I thought I saw 9 touchdowns, but they're receiving touchdowns, and I didn't realize he had that many receiving touchdowns. It doesn't seem like he does a lot of work on the ground. Most of his is passing, so it seems like when they run the ball, they go to Pacheco. They want to pass it, it's going to McKinnon.
I like his MVS, his anytime touchdowns, not bad.
Man, speaking of MVS, I know we talked about this earlier. I'm kind of staying away from his targets and his yards over under. I just don't. I don't know what to expect. He's so hit or miss. He could have 1 catch for 80 yards and blow everything, or he could have 5 catches for 20 yards. Like he's so all over the map. And being a Green Bay fan, I've seen that happen too many times, but it seems like was it last week where he had a pretty good game, or was that 2 games, or obviously not last week in the Pro Bowl, but the last game, or was that a couple weeks ago? I can't remember, but I know one of the last few weeks he had a pretty big game.
It was maybe.
I don't know if it was against Cincinnati or not. I can't remember.
I think I almost had afterward. That's the other thing I was looking at. I like how these sportsbooks try to sucker you in by pairing up just garbage bets.
The pre-built parlays.
Those are terrible, but there's another one that's like some sort of weird, almost kind of like a power hour. Oh, get in on this one. They had like a Noah Gray, or was it Jody Fortson, or Noah Gray. They partnered both of them up. And if either one I don't know if either one gets a touchdown.
Here's a question:
plus 285. What the shit? That should be plus 2,500 if either of those assholes get a touchdown.
Do you even think they're even going to be on the field? They're not even going to be on the field. 1 and 2. How many people do you think actually even know who those are?
That's what I'm saying. I feel like most of the people, like there's a bunch of new gamblers who are out there like, oh, I got to throw some money at that.
There's probably I'm sure there's some suckers, but you get good enough odds, you're going to get a sucker for sure. But there's probably people in the Phoenix area at, the State Farm Stadium or whatever the heck it's called now. They don't even know who Noah Gray is.
No, I can't find. Oh my God, I can't find it. It was a thing. I swear it was a thing. What was I looking at?
Oh, I thought you were looking. I thought you were looking for a stat line. He doesn't have one. He doesn't have one. That's why he can't find a stat line.
I missed my opportunity here, Buckaroo. I don't know.
Oh man, that could have been big money too.
I missed my window. See what happens? You snooze, you lose, people.
It's true. But looking at some of the over-unders props that I put together, I put one together. We'll see. I mean, I only threw like $20 on it, so it's
oh God.
It's what is
it's fine.
it here?
Your kids are going to be eating ramen noodles for a month, but it's fine.
It's all right. We're moving anyway. Everything's packed up.
God. $20. I can't wait to hear this one.
4, 5, 6, 7 leg, I think.
Oh,
it's a free.
God,
it's a free bet, so we're not wasting any of my money anyway. But if it hits, it'll be pretty good. But I got parlayed together for a plus 29.71. We got Travis Kelce anytime touchdown, Pat Mahomes 250 plus yards. I think that's probably doable. I thought about 225 just to be safe, but the odds were just horrendous between, comparing 225 to 250. I got the ones that scare me: Miles Sanders, alternate rushing 40 yards, Pacheco 40 plus yards. The only reason I took those is because they had Sanders, I think it was 63.5. And so I dropped it down to the alternative line. Pacheco, they had him, I think, at 47 or 48. And I know that he sometimes struggles to hit that line. So I dropped it down.
46.5 right now.
Yeah,
I'd take the under.
I dropped it down to 40. I still don't necessarily feel safe with that. I thought about dropping it to 30, but like I said, the odds were just so much worse dropping it to 30. So I kind of just took a shot in the dark and hope for the best. I took Devonta Smith at 50 plus yards. I feel pretty confident with that one. I don't think he's hit less than 40 or less than 50 yards. I think it's once or twice he hit less than 50 yards in a game this year in the last 10 weeks. And the one time he did was last week or 2 weeks ago, I guess, against San Francisco. But that was also because they were ahead like 21-0 in the first 7 minutes of the game, so they didn't need to throw the ball. So I feel like that was decent. But I think his line was like 60-something yards, and so I dropped it down to 50. I thought about A.J. Brown, but I don't know what to expect with him. It seems like he's not being utilized anymore as much as he was earlier in the season. We had mentioned this offline before recording. Miles Sanders, apparently the Eagles don't trust him or don't want to throw to him because he's, in the past 10 weeks, has only had more than one reception twice. Otherwise, he's had the ball one time thrown to him. So I took the under 1.5 receptions. So with that being said, he'll probably have 3 catches this game. But but we'll see. And then I took this one is the one that scares me. I don't know how I feel about this because we saw him explode just a few weeks ago. Travis Kelce under 7.5 receptions. I don't know how I feel about that. When I looked on some different websites, it said there was like an 80% chance of it hitting, and he's only went over 7 receptions, I think 2 or 3 times maybe in the last 10 weeks. And one of them was that game, I can't remember offhand, it was maybe 3-4 weeks ago, where he had like 14 receptions. He just blew up. But otherwise, he's had 7 or less for the most part. So I'm hoping for my sake it's an MVS, a Tony, and a Juju Smith-Schuster game. just to get it away from Kelce, but you know Kelsey's going to get his share.
It's not. I mean, it's possible.
I mean, like I said, it's a free bet, swing for the fences, but $20 pays out 600, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'd be sitting pretty and very happy if it hits. If not, whatever. I didn't lose anything out of pocket anyway. But what else do you typically kind of like as far as props?
I swear to God, the odds are usually better on first touchdown.
I was kind of shocked because I know
These
you had
seem
said
a little light.
Yeah, I know you had said before that was your bread and butter. You would sprinkle all kinds of first touchdown scores, but then when I looked at them, like they seemed very low to what I was expecting. So like you really had to kind of wager a heck of a lot to even get something out of it, which is why I went with the combo one. But yeah, I was kind of shocked they were low, in my opinion.
Yeah, I might. God, I don't want to bet on it. I don't want to bet on this game at all. If I do, I'm taking the Eagles. I'm probably going to take Pacheco under 46.5.
Hey, if he hits 40, we both win.
And that's right.
40 to 46.
Okay, I'll end up with like 27 yards rushing. Kelce, I'll take he'll probably have 11 receptions, so that'll burn you again. Your parlay is gonna get blown to hell. Essentially, what I'm saying here is, I would go against every bit of everything that you have. I would probably Mahomes. I'd take about 242 yards passing. I'm gonna disintegrate every one of your bets. I want the anti-Jared parlay.
I'll put it this way: there's a good chance that with the Chiefs, Kelce very well could have 7 receptions on the first drive with 3 quarters left. So
if Kansas City wants to win, he should.
Oh, yeah. Some of these, they have a game specials I'm looking at now. I don't get it. I'm looking at one, and it has Travis Kelce, 25-plus receiving yards in each half. Minus 145.
Yeah, I see that one.
That seems like a very stupid bet, in my opinion. A.J. Brown, 25 yards receiving in each half. That seems pretty...
Plus 130.
That seems pretty... I don't know. I wouldn't take it personally just because the last few weeks I don't even feel like A.J. Brown even got more than like 2 targets in a game. I don't know.
Chris Jones to record a sack and a Kansas City Chiefs win.
I will say that one seemed like the most enticing to me. I think it's going to happen. I feel there's a very good chance. I also almost sprinkled some money on defensive touchdown. I don't know why, just for the hell of it. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but the odds are pretty damn good. I thought about that one as well.
Isaiah Pacheco, 25-plus rushing yards in each half.
Yeah, not going to happen.
Sucker bet.
Yeah.
These are garbage. Oh, my God. Where's the one about the backup tight ends?
This one is just, I don't know. This one is just kind of funny to me. There's absolutely no way this is going to happen. 6 plus touchdowns in each half. So basically, you better bet the over if you bet that. Plus 8,000. No way. Not going to happen. This one is interesting, but I don't see it happening. It's an interesting combination. Any 2 of these players to score 3+ touchdowns each. I could see them scoring touchdowns, but not 3 each.
Any
Kelsey,
3. 3.
Yeah, Kelsey, Sanders, or MVS to score 3+ touchdowns. I could very well see each of them scoring once, but not 3 touchdowns apiece for 2 of them. Like, that's not going to happen.
Well, any 3 to score 2 apiece.
No, other way around. Any 2.
No, I'm looking at it. It's right here. It says any 3 of. I'm looking at it right here. It's plus 9,500.
No, mine's plus 2,100 or 21,000.
21,000. What the hell are you looking at? Are you in the game specials?
Yes, all the way at the very bottom.
Yeah, any 3 of Travis Kelce, Isaiah Pacheco, A.J. Brown, and Miles Sanders score 2 or more touchdowns each.
Are you which category are you in? Plus
game
5,000
specials.
or plus 5,000 or above? That's the category I'm looking in.
Game specials?
Yeah, game specials, and then it's plus 5,000 or above is the section I'm looking in. It's the very last one.
God damn, I'd almost rather do that one than the other one.
Yeah, it's got 2 of them. Any 2, Kelsey, Sanders, or MVS to score 3 touchdowns each, or 2, Pacheco, Smith, or Juju Smith. 3 touchdowns for Juju? Are you nuts?
Just out of curiosity. Let's see what this would do.
You got to throw it in a parlay. I wonder if you'd be able to throw that in with an anytime touchdown and double it up.
Dear God.
I bet they wouldn't let you. I mean, I wouldn't touch it anyway. I have no interest in that. That's just silly.
Oh. Miles Sanders to score the first TD and the last TD.
I saw that one too.
At plus 7,500.
I mean, I feel like that could be quote unquote somewhat reasonable.
That's worth throwing $1 on.
I feel like it could be reasonable. That's at least foreseeable as opposed to 2 players scoring 6 touchdowns. Like, that's not going to happen. I could see potentially Sanders scoring 2 touchdowns, first and last. If it happens, I don't know. We'll see. But
yeah, I put a buck on it.
What's the payout for $1?
75.
That's not bad if it is. That's a hell of a return.
Miles Sanders, that could absolutely happen. That dude's an absolute monster this year. For a buck? Goddamn.
What
I've
do you
spent 700 more on worse things.
What do you think about we can kind of wrap it up here. What do you think about MVP? What do you think about MVP?
Jalen Hurts.
Would you throw anything on it?
Probably like $5 on Jalen Hurts.
I was kind of torn because I thought about, obviously it's a quarterback award. Everyone knows that. You really got to swing for the fences if anyone else is going to get it. Like, it's going to have to be a 14 catch, 130 yards and 3 touchdowns from Travis Kelce or something to get it over top of Mahomes. But then again, Mahomes is probably going to have over 300 yards if that's the case. Hurts, he's probably going to have at least one rushing touchdown, potentially 2 passing touchdowns. So in order for somebody to take that away from him, they're going to have like 150 rushing or something and 3 touchdowns. Or A.J. Brown or Goddard or Devonta Smith's going to have like 200 yards or something. So my opinion, it's going to be Hurts or Mahomes. But basically, I feel like whoever you pick, you might as well go ahead and pick the money line on that same team, because essentially you're basically picking who's winning, unless you're hedging your bet and you pick Chiefs money line and Hurts for MVP, because that just wouldn't make sense.
I'm a hedger. I like hedging.
Yeah, but you don't hedge to cancel out your bet. You just hedge to take a lighter bet, so that way you still win.
That's right. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm soured on the Chiefs.
I don't know. I personally don't have a dog in the fight. I'm kind of tired of hearing about Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs and Andy Reid and Travis Kelce. So I kind of would like to see the Eagles, but I'm a Packers fan, and I've seen Ndamukong Suh too many times in the NFC North, and I don't like him. I just don't care for him. So for that reason, I don't want him to get a ring. Not another one. I didn't want him to get a ring when he was with Tampa. I don't know. I personally like the Eagles. I would rather see them win, but I don't know. I just don't trust kind of betting against Mahomes, in my opinion. It's kind of like betting against Brady in the past. I don't know. I don't know what to expect. Did you see the over? I forget where it was. I saw it. The kicker props. Did you see that?
Mm-mm.
It's on FanDuel here, but this isn't the one I was referring to. They have Harrison Butker to have over under 7.5 points, and then Jake Elliott to have over under 7.5 points, which, I mean, either one of them could easily hit that mark pretty darn quick. But somewhere I had seen, I forget where it was, longest field goal in the game. It might have been DraftKings I saw it on, and it was like 46.5 over under. I don't think we're probably going to see a field goal over 46 yards. I feel like that's a pretty safe bet to bet under.
Wonder Dog.
Was that where it was?
It was Wonder Dog's free premium pick.
Okay.
Which it's not college basketball, so you could probably go ahead and listen to it.
Yeah. Well, and I was going to say, I don't even know where that's even at. Like, is that even able to be bet on anyway? Like, I haven't really seen anything prop-wise
in Ohio?
For that. Well, yeah. I mean, at least not on FanDuel, but then again, I guess I didn't really go through every single prop. But I thought that was kind of an easy one that I feel confident in if that was an option to take, because I don't see us getting a 47 or greater.
It's in special teams. Distance of longest successful field goal, over under 46.5.
I almost feel like you need to take that. I don't think we would have over that at any point. I don't know. What do I know? I just feel like watching that many games, I mean, they're not going to kick that unless they absolutely have to. So that's going to be like a, game on the line overtime or game on the line, to win in regulation. Otherwise, I don't think we're going to get that. But
it's not bad. It's almost even.
What's the odds at?
Minus 102.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, you could parlay it with something to make it even better, because I feel like it's a pretty – now, granted, with this being said, it's gambling. I feel like it's a pretty good hit, in my opinion, if you hit the under. But, again, it's gambling, so who knows. Well, I don't think I have anything else. You got anything?
No, I'm trying not to make any more bad decisions. The last time I did this, I lost every one. Of course, I was drunk then.
So we're 50% better than the last time then.
Yeah.
Well, that'll wrap up this episode here of the Fifth Quarter Sportscast. Download, rate, subscribe, review. You want to interact with us, you can catch us Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, all those good places. Fifth Q Sportscast, 5THQ Sportscast. Yeah, go enjoy the game. Get some good foods, and if you're so inclined, some beers, throw some back. Don't get too crazy and start making some bad bets like half of this podcast. But if you're able to get the bets in, place some wagers, make some money on it, good luck. and yeah, have some fun, enjoy the game, enjoy the commercials. What is it? I think it's Rihanna. It's the halftime show.
That sounds about right.
I don't know. I personally, that's when I go refill for drinks and food. But yeah, it should be fun. Should be interesting. Hopefully, it's a good game, not a blowout one way or the other, and keep it interesting. But yeah, we'll probably catch up here on the next episode, break down the results, and we'll catch you next episode and go from there.
And for that reason, I'm out.